Well, it is a beautiful day today. Once again, I'm giving you a weather report. The project we're going to tackle today is the safety eyes on the front gate, as well as a vehicle detector that will identify when a vehicle is trying to leave and the gate will open. Here we go. So the next thing that I have to do is install the vehicle sensor. So when we pull out, the gate will recognize the vehicle and the gate will open up so we can get out. Otherwise, we can't get out unless you use a remote, or, you know, there's a button out here. I don't think that's a great idea just to have a button to push, because anybody could come around, push the button and get in. So we have to think about guests, and when guests are leaving, they need to be able to exit. So the vehicle sensor will run alongside the driveway. I got the 55 foot, and let me grab this thing and kind of show you what it looks like. It is, I think, essentially a metal detector. But so they say to dig a hole, bury it, and then you can bury the line going here to the gate. What I'm going to do right now is lay it on the surface and test it to make sure that there's no interference. All right, well, it says step 1 is plan the installation. We did that. Step 2, it says dig a trench. Nah, I'm not doing that right now. Step 3, it says enclose the wire in PVC conduit. I'm not doing that right now. Turn the power off and connect the wires. Before making the connection, locate the power switch, and then we'll refer to the diagram. So we're going to turn it off. We just switched it off, and then let's connect our white to the open. Okay, the soldered cluster here is going to go into the COM. Let's see. And the red into the lock. All right. Turn the gate system power on. Well, gate didn't open. That means it didn't detect any metal. Let's go try it out. Okay, so I've got my car over there, but I also have a piece of metal here. And technically, if I just put this piece of metal next to the opener, it should work, or the sensor. So it's working. I did something right. Okay, now all that's left is to dig a trench, run conduit. Still not 100% sure I'm going to actually run a conduit. It's for added safety protection and so forth, but I believe that is a direct burial wire, because how are you going to run the sensor in conduit? So anyway, we got it taken care of. Gate's closing now. All right, well, the next thing that I'm having to do, guys, is to put in the ghost controlled photo eye kit. What this does is it actually keeps the door from either opening and closing depending on which way you're going to put it. I'm only going to put one set to prevent it from closing in on a car. Now, we actually had a scenario since we put this gate in, and where it almost closed on a car. One car came through, another car came up to the gate. It was getting ready to close and they made it through with about a second to spare. So we don't want the gates closing in on anybody. Might cost me a lot of money, so we're going to put these photo eyes on, and they're really a pretty cool setup, very similar to a garage door opener. If you look down at the bottom, you'll see that there's an optical eye that goes across there. If you break the beam, the garage door reverses. Same thing in theory. I haven't figured out exactly how I'm going to mount them or where, but you have a receiver and a transmitter. So the transmitter actually, I think, goes on the side opposite of the control box, and the receiver on the side where the control box is. And to me that sounds a little weird, but looking at the instructions, that's what it said. So anyway, we got two of these in the box. I'm going to get started figuring out exactly where I want to mount them. I don't know if I'm going to do post mount or if I'm going to try to hard mount them to the column, but let's get started. And what I have done is pulled a wire through the conduit previously. In another video I didn't show it, but I did. It calls for a 2-wire. I actually went ahead and purchased a 4-wire. I don't know if you can see it, but why did I do 4 wires? Well, same cost, and if there's a broken wire, I don't have to re-pull it. I can just switch it over to the other color. Okay, well, I've decided I'm going to mount it on the brick. I think it's going to look cleanest. It was going to be kind of tight for me to run the wires around the back side of it, so this will be closest. So I think from a safety standpoint, getting it a little closer to the actual gate is better. Less opportunity for there to be some sort of error if somebody just happened to walk across here and wasn't even trying to get into the gate closes or opens. Or anyway, that's what I've decided to do, and that's what we're going to go forward with. All right, let's speed this up. Took me forever to get through this stone. I don't know what happened, but it burned out one of my bits. All right, I got the mounting location set up. Now I'm gonna hang them, wire them, and I'm kind of wiring them temporarily to make sure before I go and do all the fine details of routing the wires and everything, which is probably the most time consuming thing. I'm gonna set it up, get it hooked up, test it, make sure it works, and then do a final mounting and clean up the wires. All right, we're running the wires through here, and let's see here. Let's hang it there. I think that'll give me enough room to mount everything the way I want to. All right, well, the first thing it says is to flip your number 3 switch off, which I have done. That is, I think, a switch. It's called something force. I think it's like a safety force, S force, safe force safety turned off. So I have done that. And then it tells you to turn the power off. So I've turned the power off. You have to run a 3-wire from this box to the receiver eye, which I'll do that here in a little bit. And then you have to connect the 2-wire from receiver to transmitter, and I'll do that in a second. And then you have to run a little jumper wire. So, all right, let's get started on this. I think I'm going to choose I'm going to choose a green wire for the ground. So we got a green wire here. And I'm going to choose a red wire for the power, because that makes sense to me. Red and green, very simple. We're going to use the Ghost Controls little handy dandy screwdriver. The green is going to be going in slot 2. Now, the reason I'm starting at the transmitter is because I want as much slack as possible in this line, because I am really limited to my available slack. So I'm going to take green, put it in 2 like this, lock it down. Red is going to go in slot 3. I need to push that down a little bit. Now, it gave me a little bit of trouble a second ago because I broke the screwdriver. Okay. Not sure why that was giving me such a fit, but it was. They're in there now. I'll make sure these are out of the way. I'm gonna hang this back up like that. And I just want to make sure we have enough line to pull over to the other side. And I'm pretty sure we do. Now, on the receiver side, this is the receiver side, we're going to do things a little different. So we've got to connect the red and the green as we did over there. But we also have to connect a jumper wire from 2 to 5, which is the common. I hadn't quite figured out why we do that yet, but I'm sure it has to read. So let me get started on that. I'm going to speed this up. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to run a 3 wire that's also going to go in 2, 3, and 4 here, which is on. So we're going to run that. We're going to do it all at once, and then we'll go to the control box, hook that up, and we should be good to go. Alright guys, so you're supposed to have another knockout in here. I didn't have one, so I had to drill one right there. I'm going to run my 3 wire up through that hole, as you can see now, taking all the slack out. Then we're going to cut it and put it into the right location. Alright, I've connected the 3 wires. White went to the positive lock, green to the COM, and black to the close reverse. Those are the colors that I have. They may not be the same colors you have, but this is going all the way down and connecting to the receiver. So let's go adjust the eye settings. Okay, well, if you only have 1 pair of eyes, you're going to skip this step, as you can see I've highlighted there. But if you opt for a 2nd pair of eyes, then you want to go ahead and follow this. That way the 2 pairs of eyes don't interfere with each other. So now let's test this opener. Okay, well, let's check and see if these photo eyes are working. So the gate is open, and technically, if I cross that path right there, I should stop this. So here goes. I'm in the pinch zone, right? Oh, there we go. It just reversed itself. Photo eyes are working. All right, well, the last thing that we did is put in the sign, please wait here for gate to fully open. We don't have a 2nd set of photo eyes, so we decided to put in a sign It is exactly opposite of where our vehicle sensor is, so people will stop there, it'll pick it up. We got this thing on Amazon, fairly inexpensive. I'll put the price up here and the link in the description, but we have found that it works perfectly, and it just gives everybody the proper instructions so we don't get multiple people going through. They know to stop and let that door close. So we hope you've enjoyed this video, and we'll talk to you soon.